AED every time you provide CPR. AEDs are safe, accurate, and easy to use. Once you turn on the AED, follow the prompts. The AED will analyze if the person needs a shock and will automatically give one, or tell you when to give one.
I was walking by who I call my boss, the real estate broker, and he's doing stuff for this house, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, is he moving? And I go, hey boss. And he looks over and we're like, hey. And he said he's just renovating. I was like, oh, you scared me. So he says, you do anything with the real estate? And I said, no, I'm still fixing my house. He said things are slow right now and that he was just renovating. I said, oh, thank God. So we have a long walk to go today, people. So I'm Lisa Fry, the unschooler / have to homeschool, because when you collect Social Security because your spouse dies, they want your children to study certain things. So I have to do that because we have to be honest. So, but what I do is I don't do it so strongly and staunchly, and then I let the kids live their life and learn as we go the majority of the time. So making sure they're still doing it, but a very leisurely pace. Does that make sense? Okay. See, I'm no expert when it comes to viruses, but I will say this, that in the past, when I have when I've suffered from asthma, my lungs were weak. So I figure walking up and down all these little hills and strengthening, just like my hips used to hurt all the time. Now they barely hurt. I haven't hurt yet. So they're strengthening my muscles in my hips, and my lungs are getting stronger. My heart, my immune system, my health, the sun that's breaking through the clouds is watching. I'm not going to say watch me get sick. I'm not going to say that. Forget it. So you have to be careful what you say too. You don't want to say, oh, watch me get sick, or you don't want to give into those words, because God talks about planting seeds all the time, and we don't want to plant negativity. We want to speak truth, that we're going to stay strong. Just like my legs are moving me right now and I'm talking to you, I'm going to tell my body to stay strong and fight the good fight. So that's what we're doing. We're getting vitamin D, which fights cancer, and we're gonna strengthen our muscles so that if the virus does come around, I'm not gonna be sitting in my house for over a month in the dark, getting weaker. We're getting stronger. I don't mean to go out, and rub yourself up against people. I'm just saying to get outside, get that fresh air. That's what trees are all about. And that's what really ticks me off about how this whole global warming baloney talks about, oh, you shouldn't have a lot of children. Babies are a bad thing, because when you have a big family, you're increasing, your exhale, which is hurting the environment, really. Well, that's what feeds the trees. And then the trees feed us. And so I thought I saw money. So one hand washes the other, right? We feed the trees, they feed us. If we stop feeding the trees, they stop feeding us, and then we get sick and die. So when God says to go forth and multiply, that's what we need to be doing. Multiplying. Not doing what they're teaching in schools, that babies are bad and religion is bad and your exhale is bad. Forget about it. They do teach this. My neighbor, Jesse, said that he and his friends, he goes, oh, I learned about that. I said, what did you learn? He goes, yeah, we actually have a joke among the kids that they say, yeah, we should take shorter breaths, like that. And I'm like, oh, that's beautiful. So they may not be doing it in your school like this, but I will say that they're most likely doing it, but they're doing it very carefully. You got to be an eye opener. I want you to be a thinker about these things, these conspiracies, because they really are out there. What do you think this coronavirus thing's all about? One world government, okay? North Korea is the smartest, the most intelligent, communistic country in the world, and this is where we're headed, and this is what they want. The UN wants a one world government, and they've already made a lot of agreements with the United States, and that's where this global warming stuff came from the UN. I actually saw a picture of President Bush, the father. He was shaking hands with the leader over there, and what happened was they liked the plan of global warming. Keep going. They like the see, you get so used to YouTube and you don't even care who walks by anymore. Hey, I'm a reporter coming to you live, WFRYE. That's where this all came from. It's to scare you and to ruin businesses so that if they can talk you out of having babies and religion, then they'll have less people to try to control. That's why they don't want the population so big, because if they can have less people to control, the easier for them. Does that make sense? And if you're religious, that means you're a free thinker. Well, not free, free in the Lord, yes, but you think for yourself. You're more individualized, and they don't like that, because then they can't control you. So religion's out the door, boink, and having babies, large families is out the door, boink. So I should be called going against the grain. Anytime the masses do anything, and I don't mean church mass, the people, population, once they do one thing, I run the other way. You got to run the opposite way, because the greatest saints have said, it's not easy walking faster and talking. The greatest saints have said that the amount of people that are going to go to hell are actually, no, they said hi Birdie, God bless you, and may St. Francis pray for you. The amount of people that are going to heaven are the amount of grapes that are left on a vineyard after the harvest. So the harvest is what's going to hell, and the amount of snowflakes that fall into a fire, that's how many souls go to hell. So please pray for all souls every day. Lead all souls to heaven, especially those in most need of thy mercy, because a lot of people don't pray for them. So, you understand what I'm saying? All right, I'm gonna go talk to these dogs, and I'll see you soon. Keep going. We gotta be beautiful one day. It's coming for us, Lisa. It's coming. This goes downhill quite a bit, so the lungs are gonna be working on the way up. Woohoo! We're really getting stronger, guys. Last night I took my weights out, and it was like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, and I just felt so strong. I used my my footstool as a weight bench because I got rid of mine. I used to have 2 weight benches from Mr. Fry, and I just didn't have space for it anymore, and I said, I got a plan for my future. I gotta get these out of here. So I gave them to family, and what else am I saying to you? So I used my footstool as a weight bench, and it was awesome. It was awesome. Police just showed up. Are they gonna tell me to go home? Uh-oh. They got their lights on. I don't know. Am I in trouble? So his window was down a little, and I thought I was in trouble for walking around. And I saw 2 other cruises coming. I'm like, oh my gosh, now what did I do? And I think I have to go to confession. I have a guilty conscience. But I said, thank you for protecting us. And he seemed to like that. So I'm not in trouble. I'm free to go. Thank the Lord. All right. So how are you all today? Hopefully you are blessed. And if you're not, you can always make an appointment with the priest to go to confession. And you can go and visit God in the church. And how long have I been walking for? Oh, good. Half an hour. Pretty good. All right, I got rocks in my shoes and it hurts. But you know what? I could leave the rocks in there. See, instead of always feeling comfortable. Oh my gosh, I had a realization last night too I gotta tell you guys about. I feel like I could walk forever right now. So, rocks in your shoes. You know, you could do it for Lent, right? So you want to feel like a little bit of annoyance, you know, so that way you're not always used to being comfortable. See? So as the rock is pressing into my flesh, I'm thinking I could think of Christ with the nails. That way there, if I'm always comfy, cozy, then when it comes time for God to bring upon me and you discomfort, like the 2 rocks that are rolling around in my foot right now, then, oh, that really hurts. Then you'll be ready. But if you're always like, oh no, I hate to be uncomfortable, ooh, then when God does bring some kind of desolation, it's not going to be easy. You'll already be equipped. It's like basic training. Basic training, mortification. Here we go. Let me show you something. The statue of Fatima with the 3 children, except those are 3 little boys, which really was 2 girls and a boy. Yeah, but maybe that's not Fatima. That could just be 3 little children in front of Our Lady. Praise the Lord. All right, it's all downhill. It's pretty grimy looking. So I want to go to the end here and then I'll head back. And that'll give me my hour, probably more. Let me see what time it is. All right, we've been talking, or I've been talking a long time. All right, so that was 35 minutes one way. And the goal for me is that my hips won't hurt at all and I'll get so strong that I'll be able to start jogging again. I love to jog. My jogging is like walking, but it is obviously pumping your heart more. So now we're going up the hill. Last night I was in the attic and I had touched my leg in the back and I was like, oh my gosh, like it's like a rock, you know? That's what we want. Fasting all day and I gotta stay away from the carbs. That's the goal today, is I have a steak in the refrigerator I gotta cook and I got lots of vegetables. So at midnight I was hungry in my mind. I don't think I was physically hungry. And I said, Lisa, have a salad. So I did. That's how you gotta think. I'm sharing this with you because in case you are thinking like me, I'll tell you what to do. I'll tell you what to do. All right. Make your body strong. Keep your stomach tight and make your muscles move. Keep breathing. Make everything strong. All right. Let's go. So I'm looking at going downhill right now and it's a release, right? It's like a relief on your body and then it starts to go up again. It reminds me of the comfort, which is called the consolation that God brings us when He reveals Himself to us. And that comforts us, doesn't it? When we know He is near. And then it's going to go up, which is like the desolation. That's the work. See, if we lived in consolation on this road all the time, then we wouldn't need God. We would get careless. And that's why suffering going up causes us to search God, doesn't it? Hey, whose fault is that? Right? Don't blame God. So look at this limo. It's got flames on it. So now we're going to go through desolation when God is, when he's there, but He hides His face and He's watching you like a hawk. He's with you, but He hides His face so that you keep on seeking him out. And then you go downhill again, and it's a breeze. So we keep doing this throughout our lives. Okay, so now it's consolation time. Let's do it. All right, so you could dread going up here and you could do it slowly. Well, if you're a beginner, you might have to. But after a while of doing your your desolations, you get better at it. You're standing up tall. Your face is washed. You got a little skip, a little moving, right? You're a little cockier, you know, you're like, yeah. So, and then your desolations become easier because you're trusting God more and more, and his realization of him, your realization of him is stronger each time. Let me tell you, if I can get through this with Mr. Fry, all things are possible through Christ who strengthens me. All right, we did it. It's all downhill from here. We made it up. We made our desolations. We made it through. I was just thinking about how there are people, and myself included, that we want to take care of the outside of our bodies, and we want to take vitamins, right? We want to take in nutrition, and you want to shower. Same thing with the soul. You want to keep your soul clean, so you go to confession as often as possible. And you want Jesus. You have to cling. Do you know how much I have had to clung? Is that a word, clung? I don't know. Onto Christ. Like hardcore, full blown. Alright, there's some kind of thing over here. I don't know what's happening. They're just holding signs, and I don't know what for. It's probably stay at home, even though they're all out. Something's happening. You have to cling to Christ constantly. It's not a sickness. It's like anything else with your flesh. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's go see what these people are doing. They all got masks on. Stay inside with their masks. Yet they're out. Thought that was going to be funny if it said that. People would do that, I would imagine. Those signs were, we miss you, so their teachers are probably going to drive by and mention the school. So that's cute. All right. Yeah, I don't mean to pick on certain things about the virus. It just irritates me how, you know, kind of like being hypocrites. Not these guys. But if you're gonna do something, you gotta do it right. Right, Lisa? Get right with the program, with your food, why don't you? We're trying. It was 10 past when I left, right? When we left. Pretty good. We're home. Yay. So now for about a half an hour, I'll go in the attic, and then, or you know what? I want to have coffee at some point, but I don't wake up early enough to do that. I haven't been, but I'm trying. Thanks, guys, for keeping me company. Hi, everybody. All my friends had fun at play. I see Christine and Jane and all my friends that leave comments. Thank you so much for being there. Honestly, thank you. Look at this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful boy. He has a cold. Can we go to a skate park?
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going. I want to go out.
I want to go to
I don't know what that means, but isn't he cute though, ladies and gentlemen? All right. Oops, as I almost fall. Let's go inside. One of these days I'm going to clean this, okay? The only thing I got to do is my attic. Then I'm going to take over this, and then I'm going to do the playroom. And then put up my curtains, and then the yard. Okay? We're getting closer every day.